we got the camper totally stripped down. I didn't figure I really needed to show you guys how to tear stuff apart, so I'll just throw in a clip of what it looked like when we got it. This thing, it was in the Hurricane Fiona in the fall, and it had the slide out and it tipped over. So the slide out and everything was destroyed. So we made a deal with the camper trailer place that we'd take them back everything. So windows, doors, stove, whatever else, fridges, stuff like that. And we got a really good deal from them. So all we're doing, we just need the frame. We didn't need any of the rest of it. So we took him back all that stuff. We burned all the wood and made a dump run with all of the garbage. So this is where we're at. With the slide out, there's a little bit more work than a conventional non-slide out trailer. So there's a couple holes I need to patch in on that side, and a couple of the outside ribs, I guess, were a different length, just the way the slide out worked, so I'll need to replace a couple of them. And this is about 26 feet, 26 and a half feet right now. So we want a 24 footer, so we're going to cut like 3 feet off the back of it. So these are 4-foot centers already, so that's rather convenient. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and then our back beam will be 24. So we're going to cut that out, and then move him up and cut the frame off of the back, cut the bumper, move the bumper in, and I'll show you guys the progress from there. Okay, so I added these stiffening plates. With the I-beam frame, it was not very strong, kind of twisty. So we blocked it up in the corners here, got everything leveled out, 4 corners, and I put these stiffening plates in. Now what I did with the jacks was I just raised it up just enough that it took the camber, I guess, out from the weight of the axles and everything. So it flattened it out. I welded the stiffening plates in. It took a lot of the twist out of it, so you pick up on the one corner and it pretty much just picks the whole side up now. So that's going to help a lot. Okay, so we're just getting the old bushings out and new ones in. Now, as you can see, the old ones, there's not much left of them here. So they've just been worn out. Now, to get them out, just use a chisel or something like that, screwdriver, pound them out. And the new bushing is just a piece of plastic, and file it out. Put the new ones in, pound them in with a hammer or a press or something like that, and then the nut and bolt. So this will all come individually. You got your nut and your locking, or your bolt and your locking nut, and the bushing. There's 14 of them all together, 7 on each side. Now I like to press in the bolts. There's three bolts that actually go into the frame. Now I like to press them in because you can see the splines on the bolts, the grooves or whatever in there. That that just holds the bolt in place. So I've had issues before, or if you just try and tighten the bolt up, it may start turning, and you don't want that. So I got a ball joint press here. I'm just going to press those ones in, and I do the same thing with the actual shackle. I press them in beforehand on all 4 of the shackles as well. Okay, so we're just gonna pull out the bearings and clean them up, repack them, check the brakes, get the brakes adjusted. Now, whoever was working on this before us was obviously incompetent, because this is like the drum's loose. It's not even tight at all, so we didn't notice it when we picked it up, but you can wobble the wheel as you were, once the wheel was in the ground, it was all wobbly, so it probably wasn't quite tight enough. It's a greasable bearing, so it's actually, or greasable spindle bearing, so it's actually pretty good.
Other than it's hard to get the cotter pin out.
Other than that. Everything looks pretty decent in there. Yeah, we'll get it adjusted up. So you can tell they obviously didn't have it tight enough. The grease is coming out of the back of the bearing. Okay, so right now is a good opportunity to show you what I did for the framing. We're just getting the deck put on here. So what I did, these rails are the originals that would have came on the trailer. Now it didn't have one here, but that one and so on all the way up there. Now I just built that one out of a piece of angle, and this is 2" by 1/8", and that's 2" by 1/8. And I just welded them on top. My rear plate here, moved the bumper in, and that used to be the other way around, but I flipped it over just to give it a little bit of coverage for the lights. Just make it a little better for stuff hitting it. And that used to be part of the frame before I cut it down, and just angled it out so it was on the back. Angled it out for a little bit more support on the back. So 2" angle is 2 inches from the top down. So what I'm doing here is just rotoring or planing off a little bit of height, just on a bit of an angle, just so we can pound it in underneath. And my edge board, because I got an 1/8" hump here, I just rotored out 1/8 inch, and the way I did the lights and the wiring, I carved out a spot for that on the inside, just with the rotor, so that'll give me a nice spot. We'll get this one put in, and then I need to cut down my my last piece just a little bit, just a little off on the width, cut it down a bit, and get it pounded in. $3,200 to $3,500 into it, all said, and it took us roughly 2 weeks to get it done. We were fighting the rain the whole time, so it's about 6 days worth of work, 3 to take it apart and dispose of all your waste and burn the wood and all that stuff, and about 3 days to put it back together. That's pretty much all of it. I mean, I'd say if you're looking at building one, this is a really good option if you want to save a bit of money and you don't mind doing the work on your own, because 8 by 24 trailer, you're going to be in excess of $7,000 to get any kind of quality out of one, and this seems like a pretty good option. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, you hate what I did, let me know. Thanks for watching.